standard instrument departure, and it's a set method of getting us from there to there, whilst not getting in the way of any other aircraft or them getting in our way. So basically this is a little tube in the sky just for us.
Yeah.
Nobody else is allowed in the tube. 5,000 for me. Good. Okay. So we told the aircraft not to climb any higher than 5,000 feet until we get to that point there. Then we will climb higher. Okay. Right, so we need to tell the airplane about this little squiggly route, and this route has its own name. It's called ECLA 1R. So we need now to tell the airplane how to get out of Manchester. So we're going to go to depart and arrive. So it's got both places there, EGCC and departure, EGAA and arrival. So if we press the departure button, it now gives us a choice of runway on the right hand side, and we said we're going to use runway 23 right. And now we're looking for this ECLA 1 Romeo, which is there. So we're going to press that. Good. And it's also started to draw us a little route down there. Okay. So that's our route out, and it will take us our little aeroplane there, and we're going to taxi up to the far end of the airfield, and we're going to turn around and take off and follow our route. If we zoom out a little bit, we can see it takes us as far as Ekland, just there, but there's nothing after it. So we've got to tell it what to do when it gets to that point there. And we're going to turn right and fly out to a place called Wallasey. If we go to the next page on here, we can see now that ECLA 1 Romeo, this takes us as far as initially the direction we're going to go and the minimum speed we've got. Okay, so we need a bit more up here. All our passengers have now got on. We're going to tell them how high we're going. So we're going up to 24,000 feet. So if you turn this one to the right until that says 24,000 for me, that goes up in 5 minutes. Good. And the height of the runway when we get to the other end, above sea level, it tells us there, look, it's 268 feet. So if we take that one to 250, it only does things in 50. Lovely. So that's basically telling the air conditioning system how high we're going and how low the airport is when we get there. Okay, so it can adjust all the pressures as it should do. So all the passengers have got on. We've got to tell them to shut up and sit down, stop messing about, stop arguing who's sitting next to the window and who doesn't want to sit next to Granny. I know she stinks, but it doesn't matter. So you're going to put the seatbelts on. This one here, bring that all the way down for me. Just turn it off and back on again. It should have gone ding for us. That's better. All the way down. That's the one. Good. And we're going to put the anti-collision light, that one there. The anti-collision light is a red one on top of the airplane and the bottom, and it revolves around and flashes, and it basically tells everybody outside that we are live. While we're doing this though, we can start the first engine, which is normally number 2, this one here. So you're going to push that knob in and then one click to the left and it should stay there. Good. We've opened a start valve for engine number 2, and we can hear the engine running up behind us. I want you to keep an eye on that number there. When that number reaches 25, I want you to move this lever, number 2, out, up and into the slot, which will allow the fuel through to the engines. Good. We should see now an increase in that gauge there, which is the temperature of the engine. So that's increasing quite quickly. That tells us we're getting hot air out of the engine and tells us the engine is now starting. The rest of the process is automatic, but when the top gauge gets to 15.5%, our little switch should flick off on the spot. Meanwhile, the ladies and gentlemen down the back are showing us where the exits are. Now to put your belt on, the vest and the flashing light and the whistle and all the rest of the gates. So we've come back as far as we need to for our taxi line. That's the one we're going to follow. We're just going to put the brakes back on again, and now we can start the other one. Then I want you to keep us on this yellow line ahead of us. So I'm going to add a little bit of power. We're going to start moving. And right and line up.